Flames erupt from the griddle as Chandler frantically flips burgers while Chris yells about the deep fryer overflowing, and MrBeast struggles to keep the sizzling chaos under control in the middle of day 73, trapped in a food truck where the temperature inside has hit over 120 degrees and the smell of frying onions is driving everyone mad. But they cannot open the doors because if they do, they fail the 100-day challenge and lose the entire prize pool. This is Can MrBeast Survive 100 Days Trapped in a Food Truck? And what is about to happen next will push this entire team to their breaking point. Before this began, a massive, fully equipped food truck was parked in the center of a busy city street, surrounded by cameras, drones, and a crowd ready to watch history unfold. The rules were simple. Once MrBeast and the team stepped inside, they could not leave for 100 straight days. No outside food, no fresh air breaks, no sleeping anywhere but in the cramped kitchen space, and every meal they ate had to be cooked on the same appliances used to serve customers. The twist: they had to keep the food truck running as a real business, while surviving inside it with hundreds of customers lined up daily to place orders. All profits from the truck would be donated to charity, but if they failed even one day, the donations would vanish and the challenge would end in disaster. What they didn't know was that the food truck had a few surprises hidden inside that would make the survival part even harder. The first week felt like a game. MrBeast whipped up pancakes for breakfast. Chris invented bizarre menu items like spaghetti tacos. Chandler handled the cash register, and Carl experimented with milkshake flavors that had the crowd lining up around the block. They laughed, joked, and filmed TikToks between orders, but by day 10, the lack of privacy, the heat from the grills, and the constant pressure to serve customers had already started wearing them down. A thunderstorm knocked out one of the fryers, forcing Carl to deep-fry chicken nuggets in a small sauce pot, while Chandler dropped an entire box of fries on the floor in front of waiting customers. MrBeast kept reminding everyone that this was more than just an extreme challenge. It was a once-in-a-lifetime endurance test that could change lives if they finished, and every time he said it, the energy came back, at least for a little while. By day 25, the mini-hooks kept coming one after another. The health inspector showed up unannounced. Jimmy counted out loud the remaining hours in a voice filled with tension, and Chris nearly passed out from the heat in the middle of lunch rush. The keyword: can MrBeast survive? 100 days trapped in a food truck was now echoing in everyone's head because even the most confident team members started doubting it. There were moments of comedy too. Chandler dropped an entire milkshake blender on the floor. Carl accidentally handed a customer a burger bun without the patty, and they all burst out laughing until the dinner rush slammed the door shut on fun and put them back in full work mode. At the halfway point, day 50, the twist hit. Without warning, a massive shipment of extra ingredients was delivered, but there was no storage space, forcing them to sleep surrounded by boxes of onions, cheese, and frozen chicken. The smell became unbearable in the sweltering heat. Carl gagged every time he walked near the back wall. Chandler tried building a pillow fort out of flour sacks to block the odor, and Chris put ketchup packets in his ears, pretending it was soundproofing. The real problem was the propane leak discovered at 3 a.m., forcing the team to shut down the grill for 24 hours and cook everything on a single electric hot plate. This not only slowed the orders, but created lines so long the city threatened to shut them down. The tension was explosive, and the challenge looked ready to collapse. The second half became pure survival mode. The exhaustion showed on everyone's faces, their eyes red from lack of sleep, their voices hoarse from yelling orders over the sizzling grills. Chris began making mistakes. Chandler overcooked 3 batches of fries. Carl forgot to put straws in drinks, and MrBeast started pacing the truck at night, talking about strategy with the camera, whispering about how the donations would be gone if they failed. Each day became a test of mental strength and endurance with the keyword: can MrBeast survive? 100 days trapped in a food truck. Now feeling like a taunt instead of a question, customers began making special requests that took longer and longer to fulfill, pushing the team's patience to the edge. By day 90, the food truck felt like a prison. Every surface was greasy. The floor was slick with spilled drinks, and every fan had burned out from overuse. They had lost count of how many burgers they flipped or how many fries they dropped. The final stretch saw rival YouTubers show up to place massive prank orders, filling the ticket window with ridiculous combinations like 100 milkshakes or 50 pancakes at midnight. The team laughed through gritted teeth, but they knew this was the last push to victory. The crowd outside had grown into a festival atmosphere, chanting their names as they worked non-stop in the final 48 hours. Day 100 arrived with a sunrise that lit the truck's metal walls in gold, and the team stood together drenched in sweat, holding the final plated order as the clock hit 0. The doors burst open and the crowd flooded forward. Cheering cameras flashed as the donation check for hundreds of thousands of dollars was revealed and handed to the charity. The celebration was deafening with confetti cannons blasting while MrBeast lifted the check over his head. The payoff was huge, cinematic and emotional, every team member hugging, laughing and screaming, knowing they had done the impossible. If you think surviving 100 days in a food truck was wild, wait until you see the next challenge where the team tries to outlast a hurricane on a floating island. Click now, because what happens there makes this look easy.